Let's take a look at what is happening in the markets, and we start off with the JSE that just closed. Of course, in key economic data locally, we are awaiting the producer inflation print that is coming out this week. We did get a mixed handover from the Asian markets, this amid China keeping its key benchmark interest rates unchanged for the fourth straight month. We do have the all-share trading, I guess, relatively flat, just down by a small margin on the day, 0.14%. We do have that weakness largely coming from the financial 15, which has weakened by almost 1.5%. Softness on the industrial 25 of more than 0.75%. But backing that trend with gold miners continuing to be the star of the show is the Resources 10 complex that has surged almost 2.5%. Let's take a look at the markets stateside, where we will be sifting through the PCE inflation print that comes out on Friday. We're also waiting to sift through comments of speeches from Fed officials this week. Of course, this is after the Fed cut interest rates by 25 basis points last week. Those markets are on a little bit of a high today, with the tech-heavy NASDAQ leading those gains that we are seeing, up by 0.25%. We do have the S&P 500 climbing 0.16% and the Dow ticking up by almost 0.1%. Let's take a look at what is happening in the European markets. A pretty mixed picture on that front. FTSE 100 being the only bourse in green territory, up by 0.12%. We do have the DAX leading the weakness that we are seeing there, a softness of more than 0.5%, but the CAC 40 also edging lower by more than 0.25%. Let's take a look at the currency scene and start off with how the rand is doing against some of the major currencies. The rand remaining pretty strong and stable against the US dollar at 17 rand 35, against the pound at 23 rand 42, and against the euro at 20 rand 42. Let's check in on the other currency pairs, starting off with the euro dollar at 1.17, pound dollar at 1.34, and the yen just below 148 against the greenback.